What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Wife answers the question, what is the male equivalent of getting flowers? And I thought this was perfect because I always ask this question. Whenever I hear women talk about what a man is supposed to do, I always ask, well, what's a woman supposed to do? Can you name something that's the equivalent of a man showing up to a date with flowers for a woman who wants flowers? And I don't say that to say that it should never happen. I personally don't think it should never happen on the first date. But I don't think that a man should never show up to a date with flowers. I just am always curious to ask that question and hear modern women's responses, because their responses are always along the lines of, why should I have to do anything? And it's so interesting to me because when a wife gives an example, she's married, you're not. It's often not coming with that energy of, I shouldn't have to and don't have to do anything, just show up with the flowers. Let's listen.
Okay, so I saw this video that was asking, like, what is the male equivalent of getting flowers? Like, hey, men, what is something nice that ladies can do for you? That's like the equivalent of getting flowers, right? And I saw some of the comments. I don't know how that sparked the debate, but people were debating about what was equivalent to getting flowers. But to me, it was always just doing something nice. So I just thought of a couple of things that I did with my husband that I felt like were kind of an equivalent to that. It was just a random act of kindness. One of the things that was my favorite, I think, and I know he loved, that I feel like women should try, when he would get off of work, while he was in the shower, I would go get a towel and I would put the towel in the dryer while he was in the shower. And then I would fold it up and lay it out or hand it to him so that he had a warm towel. Some people have towel warmers if you want to invest in that, but that's what I would do. I would always, every time he got off of work, make sure he had a warm towel. And another thing I did was replace his toiletries or little things that he didn't think to shop for, like his soap, his deodorant, all that stuff. He hated going to the store for that.
That's a powerful one. And it's even more powerful if you do that and you're not married to that man and he doesn't expect it, because that's like flowers to a man, especially if he's like most guys and doesn't like having to go buy that shit. Let's keep listening.
So he never even had to think about it. It would always just magically replenish itself whenever he needed it, because I made sure I routinely got those for him, just like he got things for me.
Right.
Part of the debate I saw was like, somebody was like, oh, bake us something. One dude was like, oh, you can bake me some banana bread. And another lady argued, of course. There was an argument. And she was like, banana bread takes over an hour to make. And flowers is something that, you know, you just don't even have to go out of your way to do. You just stop and pick them up. That can take like minutes to do that. And you want this woman to spend 2 hours baking you some banana bread, which I thought was excessive. But that's also why I thought of like the toiletry thing. It's just like flowers. Like, I'm already out getting groceries. Let me go ahead and get him, you know, the things that he needs to, or just whatever his favorite snack was. You know, maybe he loved Nutter Butters and I think they're gross, but I would always stock those up for him. The point is, it's just a random act of kindness to let them know you were thinking about them. And I think one of the reasons I don't like that it turned into a debate was just how I look at it, because I actually bring my husband flowers now. Like, because he passed away, I take those flowers to his grave and I keep it clean, not just at his grave. I replenish the flowers both on his grave and at his memorial. And I feel like, why are we debating on doing something nice for the people we love? Just do something nice.
Sorry to hear that. I didn't know her. I didn't watch this the whole way through.
Because you could be in a situation where you really are literally bringing them flowers one day.
Interesting. Let's check out some of these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here says, act of service is a type of love language. Baking banana bread is just that. Yeah. Somebody else here says, random compliments. A lot of times we only get those based off performance. She sent the sad face there. Another person here says, my wife just comes to see me at work. Best thing ever for me. And the woman responds and says, my mama did this for my daddy for 30 years. They are still together. I think no matter what you pick, because I think it's going to vary depending on the man. Like me personally, I wouldn't like flowers. I don't get the I see flowers and I'm just kind of like, whatever. They look nice, but I don't get as excited as my wife gets when I have given her flowers. But I think you find out what that man likes, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but you do it for him. And that's enough. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. But again, a lot of the times when I hear this conversation had, it's always, why should I have to do anything? I am pretty, I look nice, and I don't have to do any work. It's just so interesting to me that the women who have been able to get a man, and I mean a husband, always have a different answer from modern women. Here's another comment that says, getting peace and respect. Somebody else here says, I'm dating a mailman and his route is close to me. I make him lunch and have a cold Gatorade when he stops by for lunch. Small gesture, but shoulder shrug. This is a good gesture. Somebody else responded back to her and says, I guarantee you that gesture isn't small to him at all. Keep doing it. Another woman here says, I got him flowers, but it was arranged to look like an Xbox controller. Another woman here says, I told him he looked good in leather jackets once. He bought 3 more the next day. Laugh out loud. Here's another comment that says, just making me my favorite food. You know, the good thing about men is men aren't that complicated. Men aren't that complicated. But it's just that we live in this generation of, I don't know why so many women think they don't have to do anything. So many of them are just so clueless and think that just being who they are and showing up is enough. It's not enough. You've got to earn your keep. And when I say that, I mean to keep that man. Gentlemen, don't settle. Don't settle. All right. As always, guys, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, man. I'm out. Peace.